here's my review of The Penguin episode 6. I thought this was another really good episode. And it feels like a big part of this is simple, where a lot of this episode is just him visiting his mom. And it's, man, you feel so bad for his mom. Like, you could tell, like, she has, like, dementia, Alzheimer's or something. And I think that's what really, I don't want to say humanizes his character, but it, like, almost makes you feel some kind of sympathy for him. But even then, like, you're still a terrible person. And even his mom isn't a good person. But it's still sad to see. And a lot of this is, like, how she's almost freezing in this house. And a lot of this is just him trying to get this generator on. And they kind of, like, also, this show is a very, like, eat the rich kind of show. But, and, like, they kind of talk about how, like, oh, you have all these rich people who are living it up, and then some people can't even afford heat. I think that this episode is filled with just great emotional moments between Oz and his mother. I mean, all the performances are so good in this show, and they really carried it. Not to say this, like, carried in terms of it wouldn't be good, but it's like, they elevate it, is what I should say. They take something that's already great and make it fantastic. But I will say, I think it feels like in terms of the plot, it doesn't really feel like as compelling as the previous episode, but it's still good. I still liked it. I still really liked it, in fact. And just the dynamic between Victor and Oz is just so great to see. I just love it so much, these characters. And it just makes this world feel like so much more alive. And in this episode, you see a little bit of snow, and I'm really hoping that means that the Batman Part 2 takes place during Christmas time, like the winter. I'd love to see more of a snowy Gotham like we did in Batman Returns. And like I said, but just in terms of just these characters that just feel so deep and real, I just like watching the dichotomy with these characters. They're just all so great. And, I mean, every scene with Sophia is just so good. Sophia and Sal have such great interactions in this show. And, I mean, I feel like Sophia's a character, like, I feel like I'm more scared of Sophia than Oz in this show. And I think that just is just a testament to how good Kristen Milioti, I believe is her name. I will say, like I said, like, just seeing, like, just this world of Gotham through the perspective of who is a gangster, who is a bad person, is just so interesting to see. And just seeing all these, it just makes Gotham just also just feel so big. Just all these different areas, but even if it's so big, it always just feels so run down and terrible, which is just so interesting to see. Like, we know that Gotham as a city is just kind of, it's almost cursed. Like, it just never seems to get better, and it's just a world you just want to keep seeing, even though if it's a terrible world, if it's a sad world, but it's an interesting world. And like I said, though, just Kristen Milioti, so good. So good in this show. Like, it almost makes me, I just want to see more of her in Arkham. Like, I almost find, like, her more interesting than Oz. And I love Oz. Also, the scenes between Victor and Squid are also great. And that's what makes the show great, is just the characters are just constantly filled with so much personality and so much intrigue. Even the side characters. It's just a show, like, yeah, this is called The Penguin, but, like, I would watch a show about Sophia Falcone. That's just how interesting these characters are. So yeah, this is just another really great episode.